This video clip has been brought to you by Collaborative Business Systems. Find us on the web at collaboration.itincanada.ca.
Why is this subsector of communications technology important?
Why it's important is because, typically in information technology today, we have to wait for a human being to kind of address an issue. And when you have many people involved, you get kind of on a treadmill of exchanging communications or waiting to address an application or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
By communication enabling an application, you enable that application to kind of reach out and solicit somebody, advise them of a change in status or a request for information. And so what it does is increases productivity, and by increasing productivity, it reduces costs in terms of workflow applications, approval applications, collaborative systems, etc. So it's a bit of a jump. We like to say that in communications enabled applications, what we've done is we give applications a voice, and so now they're able to reach out. Now I don't know if that's a good thing.
Where does Canada stand in this technology area? I mean, are we leading the pack? Are we trying to catch up to other jurisdictions in terms of communications-enabled apps?
Well, I think in terms of, so I take CEA and I kind of divide it into two things, CE and A.
Ah, okay.
So on the communications-enabled side, Canada's a world leader with regard to that. On the application side, we're not up to speed on a lot of what's going on in terms of web development and social things. We're not as quick. We're growing very quickly. Some of the initiatives that are occurring in Toronto and Points West are growing very well. There's a lot of good community here in Ottawa as well. But from a CE side, we're really kind of world leaders now. What you do in order to attract the A side is you have to take the complexity around communications enablement and abstract it to a point to a typical developer can use it.
Yes.
And so that's where we're kind of coming into that niche, is saying, okay, a typical developer that wants all the complexity of the communications infrastructure to be kind of transparent to him.
Mm-hmm.
Just let me reach out and use what I need to use when I need to use it. And so we're trying to abstract the underlying complexity in a way that it becomes a toolkit for developers to use communication enable their applications.
How many jobs do you think this sector could possibly create? I mean,
well, if you look at the sector as being all applications, a lot of people look at it as being the CE, not the A. So,
right.
If you look at it from the CE perspective, we've gone through a bit of a catharsis here, especially in Ottawa around the CE side.
Sure.
But if you look at it at the A side, the market's huge. In terms of any sort of cloud-based, new sort of niche-based service, and there's a lot of things that are converging in time here. One of them is the cloud, which enables software as a service, and we're trying to adapt to real-time software as a service. And when I look at that, it's kind of amazing that that's happened in the past 3 years. The capabilities that were only represented in a very large company that shall not be named, in terms of real-time service deployment, is available to a small entrepreneur now for literally $100 a month.
Sure.
And when they put that service into the cloud, they have the same performance, the same high availability, the same scalability. It's even perhaps more linearly scalable than some of the other, when you're buying big box servers and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
What's more important is that they have actually global distribution almost right out of the box. So when you look at that, it doesn't require large corporate infrastructure any longer to launch some of these very niche-oriented services.
What happens after today? What comes next for Coral Seat?
So what we've done is we've been in a bit of stealth mode up to this point in time. So again, using the coral metaphor, we've been kind of below the waterline, building on top of layers of. We're trying to build a broad foundation. We're not trying to come up and say, okay, what's sexy today in the marketplace? Social networking. Okay, we're all about social networking. Let's do 10,000 press releases. What we're doing instead is saying, okay, CEA is kind of something that's difficult for people to grasp. So, let's facilitate that. Let's build the right foundation. Let's get the evidence that we need, and then we kind of come up above the water line. That's what you're seeing today. So what we intend to do from that point, and I think we've done that very successfully. I think we're very proud of the results that have occurred to date.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very proud of our members and how they're developing and interacting. Now it's time to kind of expand that model, that proven model now. So we're going to be expanding throughout Ontario in 2011. We're looking to double the number of members that we have in 2011.
Okay.
And then we'll be looking to expand beyond those borders. So as our people in Ontario are looking to export their services, we're kind of straining at the leash already on some of this stuff. So some of the products that we have, we want to export to other places. So other places inside Canada and other places internationally.